still on the line with us.
I'm here.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
You are wonderful. What did you want to look at? Or
No. I just want to give you a big slobbery virtual kiss.
Oh.
I can't tell you how excited I am about your system. I can't tell you how much it's meant for me. I made $23,000 in about a month's time with your system. I do not have one single position that I've lost money on.
Oh, you're
I am just stunned. I am a moon lover.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge. Thanks so much for joining me. Folks, I absolutely love doing this, and I am so grateful for your presence here today. Now, you can watch this show live on TigerTV. Please go to the homepage of TFNN.com, and on the third tab, you will see Tiger TV. You can watch this show live. You get the opportunity to take a look at the screens that I'm looking at. It's really my outcome to be able to teach you something, maybe help clarify something for you. And, you're always welcome to call in here at 877-927-6648. The market's relatively flat. You got the Dow up 40. The futures I'm talking about here, 42. Down from their highs of the day. Of course, up from the lows of late last night. The NASDAQ's up about 8, 6 or 7. Looks like about 7, and the S&P's up 3. We'll come back to the markets, but again, you can always call me 877-927-6648. And what I always love to do is kind of think about thought a little differently. In fact, I always like to take, the great thing about trading is that trading, investing, whatever it is, when you decide to invest in the market, when you're buying, somebody else is selling. So there's always the opposite side of the transaction. I mean, if the person that was selling to you, if you will, if you just hypothetically take a look at that, if they also thought the market was going up, they wouldn't be selling, right? So you've always got two ways to think about things. And so you've got two different people, perhaps the same set of circumstances, but they have different outcomes. They have different thoughts. And so I always like to be able to take a look at two different schools of thought in any decision that I make. And especially when it's things that really impact us. And one of the things, one of the things that my subscribers to my newsletter service, and maybe you as well, I hope that my heart is able to come across to you, is what I always put in my newsletter is live with gratitude. And so I want to talk about that just for a minute, and because, it's a wonderful day. If you're just joining us out on the West Coast in Spokane and the Spokane area, thanks so much for joining us, and it's time to stretch. It's time to, wipe the sleep out of your eyes, so to speak, and roll over. And hopefully I can make you smile if you're still in bed, and you're listening on the radio, or maybe it's a mobile device somewhere. Maybe you're traveling, to and from work, wherever you are around the world. If you're catching this show, the archive show in New Hampshire from 12 to 1. Thanks so much for listening in on this. And wish I could talk to you live. In fact, I can, because if you're listening to the archive, just give me a call from 9 to 10, and we can cover whatever stock it is, or ETF, or index, or currency, or commodity, whatever it is you want to take a look at. We ought to be able to look at the chart, because the chart is really irrelevant. Doesn't matter what it is that we're trading. The chart patterns are really out there, and gratitude is really a pattern. And it's a pattern that most of us actually take for granted. We actually live without it. And I try to make it, an important part of my day. I try to make it a part of my morning when I'm waking up. And, sometimes, my mind is awake, probably like you. My mind is awake. My body says, nah, I don't really want to get out of bed. But my mind, I got that. It's like the buyer and the seller, my mind is saying, yeah, it's time to wake up, Steve. My body is saying, not a chance. But when it comes to gratitude, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to think about it. In fact, what I'd really love you to do is I'd love you to just grab a pad of paper and just write down a couple things. What is it right now in your life that you're grateful for? What's the first thing? There's no right or wrong answer here. It's not a quiz, not a test, although what it is it's a test for you to maybe change your focus, maybe just shift your focus for a moment. So if there's just one thing, just any one thing that comes to mind, and start off with something simple, just like the vision of what it is that your day is going to look like, or what do you want your week to look like, or your year or your life to look like. And I've gone back and I've suggested, just start with a simpler task of what is it that you want your day. What's your vision for what you want to accomplish today? Because if you paint that vision, you'll move towards that. In fact, you'll do more than move towards that. Typically, you'll create an even better vision than what it is that you came up with. Well, so what is it that you're grateful for? Just start with something simple. Maybe it's just someone in your life. Maybe it's a child, a friend, a spouse, an employee, an employer. Maybe it was just a stranger. Maybe just a stranger, smiled at you, said hello, did something to make you feel good. What's just something that you're grateful for? There's so much to be grateful for. What is it that you're grateful for in trading? I assume that many of you that are listening in, maybe you're just listening to see, where the market's going, what's going on in the world today, market-wise. But for those of you that have actually placed a trade, what's the most grateful trade that you ever placed? Just put that down on a pad of paper. You want to really be able to have this. I'm going to teach you the reason why, but what is it? What's your most grateful trade ever? Just stop for one moment. Go back. And why is it that you're grateful for that trade? Was it the success you had? Was it the amount of money that you made? And how did you do that? Was it a coach, a newsletter that you subscribed to that gave you, the action of what to do? Was it something that you did on your own? Was it, you looked at a chart? Maybe it was something fundamental. Maybe you were just in the store and you were walking past the store and you saw all these people buying iPhones or iPods or, what was it? Why are you so grateful, for that trade? Was it just about the money? And then what was it that inspired you to do that? What are you so grateful for? Now, how about let's take the opposite, okay? And the opposite is, what is it that you're in essence least grateful for? If it's a trade, for example, what's your worst trade? What is it that you could say, Steve, absolutely, I can tell you, this one trade out here, there's not even a chance. There's not a chance that I could be grateful for it. Is there something that you could come up with? How about a person? Maybe there's a person in your life right now that you can say absolutely, unequivocally, I'm not really grateful for that person being in my life. That is a thorn in my side. You thought I was going to say something else. That was a thorn in my side. I'm not grateful for that person. No way. Can you come up with something like that? How about anything else in your life that you're not grateful for? Maybe it was a time where you had a real sense of loss. Maybe it was a loss, something much more deeper than some type of stock market transaction. Maybe it was loss of a person. In my case, I can easily go back and say, it was the loss of my father. He died in my arms. And so that is a moment that absolutely could cause someone pain. Now, I want you to think about something like that. Not the loss of my father. I want you to think about what is it that caused you pain. So let's go back to the easy one. What is it from a trade standpoint, an investment standpoint that you made that, you're not grateful for? Maybe you did the right thing at the wrong time. If you do the right thing at the wrong time, you get really bad results. Now, if you go back to that moment, if you go back to whatever it is that you're thinking about or whatever it is that you wrote it down, I want you to flip that because, you see, there's a lesson. There's always a lesson to be learned in maybe something that caused you some type of pain, an absolute lesson. And most of us, what happens is we lose the lesson. And when you lose the lesson, folks, you're losing such an important aspect of who it is that you are, the character of who it is that you are. And so what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to lose the lesson. There's something positive that came from that loss. Maybe you didn't make that mistake again. Maybe you lived by the principle that let your first mistake be your worst mistake if you go back to that loss? What I want you to think about is, what is it that you could be grateful for from whatever it is that caused you pain? Let's talk about maybe somebody that's in your life. Maybe, like we said, maybe it's somebody that you work with. Maybe it's your employer. Maybe it's a spouse. Maybe it's a child. Maybe it's a parent. Whatever it is, maybe it's a friend, somebody that maybe let you down, or somebody that you think is a thorn in the side. Now, how about if you flipped it around, and what that person that was really causing you pain, all that they were really trying to do was to help you to grow? What if they were just helping you to grow? If you could think about it like that, which you can, all you have to do is make just a little shift, and that's something that maybe you're thinking is really causing a problem. All that situation is, doesn't have to be an individual, whatever that situation is, maybe all that it's really trying to do is help you to grow. If you could focus on that, if you could think about that, wouldn't you be grateful for that experience? Couldn't you turn some of your worst experiences into something that you would be grateful for? I know that you absolutely could. And so many of us take this for granted. And I don't want you to do that, because I don't want you to lose the lesson. When my father died in my arms, absolute lesson. Now, it took me a while to figure that out. It took me a while to be able to get this type of perspective on life. But he absolutely, in those moments, in those last moments, taught me more about how to actually live my life. So in his death, if you will, absolutely taught me how to live my life. I'm not going to go, into total detail about that, but I absolutely want you to be grateful for everything that's in your life. Because the way that the universe works, folks, many of us just simply go back to the moments where it's what we say, it was a success, it was a happy time, whatever it might be, and we take a look at those negative moments, or we take a look at those thorns in our side right now, and what we do is we say those things cause us pain, and we don't. What happens is we lose the lesson. Don't lose the lesson, folks, okay? Because life is not about perfection. Life is just simply about being outstanding. Life is where you stand out, because when you can do that, when you can turn a negative thing into a positive, because there was a lesson there, folks, what's going to happen is you're going to have a magnificent life. You're going to be able to turn the switch just in a heartbeat. You'll be able to practice this, because when the universe throws things at you like that, you're going to be faced with that on an ongoing basis, where something maybe isn't going your way, or maybe, maybe it's nothing more than a misinterpretation. What if some of the things that were holding you back were nothing more than a misinterpretation of what it is, of what it was that you're not grateful for? That's most likely what's going to happen. I find that in most instances, those people that you're most unhappy with, even if they took something from you, even if they stole something from you, what you can do from those experiences is learn how to grow. The challenge is learning how to grow. So turn any of those negative events, folks, into something positive, because what will happen, you will get extraordinary results. When you are outstanding, when you stand out, folks, which I know everybody out there is absolutely outstanding, you'll get extraordinary results, and you will have a magnificent belief system. Anyways, folks, when we get back, we'll go take a look at these markets. Thanks so much for joining me. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
If you're in the market for a jumbo preferred non-conforming loan anywhere from $417,000 all the way up to $3 million, and you have a FICO of at least 720, then Everbank is your answer. As a direct lender with processing, underwriting, and funding all under one roof, Everbank can offer the most competitive rates, greater efficiency, and shorter closing times. Now is the time to act. Everbank offers fixed terms of 10 and 15 years, as well as adjustable terms of 5, 7, and 10 years, including interest-only options on primary residences. For more information, call Everbank today at 877-471-5970 to talk with a member of their concierge team that will walk you through the variety of loans they offer. That's 877-471-5970, and let them know you heard this offer on TFNN. Everbank, 877-471-5970, 877-471-5970.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. And let's go to our first caller. I am grateful for our first caller. Let's go to Susan in Boca Raton. Susan, thanks for calling.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Doing great. Nice to hear your voice.
Nice to hear you, and hopefully we're going to make it up this Saturday morning to see you guys.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
we would really look forward to that.
Looking forward to it. Take a nice trip and a nice trip back and a great seminar.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And, folks, what Susan is talking about is Tom and I are hosting a free workshop this Saturday, October the 1st, from 8:30 to 11:30. It's at the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay, which is just outside of the airports, right on the water. Beautiful setting, and we're going to help you, folks. I know that everybody has another gear. Everybody's got a couple more gears. We're going to help you get to those next couple of gears. So, thanks for making the effort. We'd love to see you up there, and thanks for mentioning it. Now, you wanted to look at the IWM. So, what are you doing here?
Well, I am playing the TZA right now.
Okay. And, and folks, the IWM is the ETF for the Russell 2000, and closed yesterday at 67.80. Now, what the IWM did is, you've got some four trading sessions ago, what the IWM did was it came down and it tested the August 9th area, and it tested that on lighter volume. Now, when I say lighter volume, on August 9th, you had 207 million shares. You came down 4 trading sessions ago, September the 22nd, on 159. You rejected it on price, you rejected it on volume, and then it moved up. And what it did yesterday was it got just above the 0.618 retracement. We talk about these retracement areas. That retracement area was 68.77, where the IWM got up to was the high of 69.39, and then it went ahead and it gave it up, came back on price. And if we go take a look at TZA, did you get into this yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, good.
I did.
Good move on your part.
Well, one time is something I did right, Steve?
No, not true at all. No, you know what's really nice about this, folks, is that what Susan did here is she's playing the market to move down, and when you're taking a look at when you want to short something, if you believe that price is going to go down, you certainly want to look for weakness. And what Susan did that's great here is she found, the weakest index that was out there. Now, she's playing with little dynamite, so we know that Susan likes the little action, if you will, because the TZA, that's the triple. That's all that I mean by that. But if you've got the right money management strategy in place, the triples are actually a wonderful vehicle. Because, your risk, if you're just risking a fixed amount of dollars, it's just your position size. It's just the number of shares. So it's really a great tool, and one that I love to play. Now, if this thing pulled back here, for example, I know the market's going to, open a little bit higher. In fact, yeah, it's going to open in about 3 minutes or so. And, if this thing pulled back to say the $45 area, that's right where it broke out yesterday. That would be a nice gift for anybody that's out there that's interested in playing the TZA. And where I think this thing will head to, at the where's your stop first? I'll ask you that.
I put my stop really. First of all, I had it under yesterday.
Okay, great.
Then I moved it up a little bit. So
okay.
I don't know.
Okay. The market is, what we had from a lunar standpoint, we had a new moon come in yesterday. Today, this morning, you had the moon at perigee when it's closest to you. These typically are turn times. So I think going ahead and, there would be nothing wrong with the market going back, in this case here, the TZA, going back in the TZA testing its lows, or the IWM testing its highs, if you will. So it just depends on, I would say I like the idea of having the stop underneath the 4250 area.
Yes, I have like 4209 or something.
Oh, I think that's a 4209. I think that's a great stop. If the market, this is a place where, yesterday or today, the market should really start to turn down if it is. We saw the volume lighten up across the board. If we go into the S&P sectors, we saw some light volume. When we took a look at the Qs, we saw where, stocks like Amazon and Apple are having a tough time because of the patterns that are in place here. But, I think you're going to see, what you're going to see is you're going to see $53 out of this, $54 and maybe $56.
Okay, that's kind of what I have here.
Yeah, I think that 53, that 53.68 area is a good spot, and I think this is really a good trade. I think if the market comes and tests that area, don't worry about that. You're in the trade, and as the market starts to move up, then start moving your stop.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Looking forward to Saturday.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thanks a lot. Love to hear your call, your voice. Folks, get in on the action. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this traders market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
According to a recent survey conducted by CNBC, 65% of Americans are less confident about their investing due to the market's recent volatility. Even worse, just as many people believe their best days are behind them. Don't buy into it, folks, because they're dead wrong. And to prove it, Tom O'Brien and I are hosting a free workshop, Money Mastery, this Saturday, October 1st from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay, where we'll teach you how to obliterate those 5 elements that are jeopardizing your family's well-being. We'll teach you how to play the money game, what you can expect, and how to get extraordinary results. And don't tell yourself you don't have the resources. You absolutely do. All you need is 3 hours of time this Saturday, October 1st from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and sign up for Money Mastery now. We look forward to seeing you there.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. You got the Dow up 72, the S&P's up 4, Composite up 11, the Russell down 1, the NDX up 14, and let's go take a look at a chart pattern that we were talking about yesterday. And what I have up on my screen is I've got the ES Mini, that's the S&P futures contract, and the chart pattern that I drew in there for us. I don't recall if it was during this show or the show that the Money Masters show. And folks, we got a great lineup today. You absolutely want to stay tuned. You know, I'm grateful for our lineup. I'm grateful for the opportunity to lead off this this fine group of folks. And then coming up next, as I mentioned, you've got Tom and I in the Money Masters show. Then in the On Deck Circle after that is Basil Chapman, and then Larry Pesavento, and then we've got David White and Tom later this afternoon. And I think that I had this chart pattern. This is a Gartley pattern. And in fact, tonight is Tom's Gartley webinar. And so you really want to understand these patterns. I really want to be able to teach you, our artwork, if you will. This is absolutely our palette. These charts, a stock chart is really a sense of artwork. It's like going to a museum, taking a look at a piece of artwork, and somebody can take a look into it. They can see the brush strokes. You can read so much into the artist. In our case here, when we're trying to understand the markets, there's artwork that goes on in front of us, and this artwork that we take a look at are patterns. You have patterns in life. I've got patterns in life. My guess is, if you drive to work, or you drive to a grocery store, or you drive to go visit a friend, or the way that you get up in the morning, maybe when you brush your teeth, which leg, if you put on a pair of pants, which leg you put on first, which shoe you tie first. Patterns. All patterns, folks. There's no reason why you have to do it always the same way, right? You could always take a different route to get to wherever it is you want to go, but you don't because there's patterns. The stock market also has patterns, and the stock market has what I'll call these non-random patterns. Just like you each morning, just like you each day when you're doing your tasks. When we take a look at these markets, there's these non-random patterns that we like to take a look at called Gartley patterns. Again, go take a look and go sign up for Tom's Class B. Now you're getting taught by an expert, an actual expert when it comes to these patterns. And so you want to understand this if you're trying to really understand the money game. And we really want you to master the money game, because there's never been an opportunity in life to truly amass so much. And you don't want to be paying attention to what every other person out there in the world and the news media is telling you, because this is the time where there's the greatest opportunity. Now, in this pattern here, we had some wonderful sacred geometry numbers. There's really a set of 5 numbers that I'd love you to just memorize and understand, and those numbers are 0.382, 0.618, 0.786. Those are contraction numbers. We talked about that when Susan called, when we were taking a look at measuring the distance between swing points. In this case here, we also have an expansion number, an expansion between swing points. And the numbers that I want you to really, I said 5. I lied to you. Didn't mean to. I'd like to add a 6th number in there, because that 6th number is really a cool number, if you will. The 2 that I wanted you to memorize were 1.272 and 1.618. I want to add another one to your arsenal, to your toolbox. It's called the 2.618, because when a rubber band, it's a Fibonacci number, when a rubber band expands like that, folks, what typically happens is there's a lot of energy that's let out of the bag. Now, in this pattern here that we're looking at, you see the 0.786 area on the ES mini chart. And really all I'm doing is measuring swing points where the market made a turn. I'm going back to the November 30th time frame. The high there was 1214, all the way down to a low at 1102 on the September 30th time frame. And what you can see, folks, is if you measure that distance, that was a 0.786 retracement. But in this B to C leg, we had a 2.618. Market got right up. That was predicted to come in right around 1190, 190. Came in right at about 1190, folks. That is outstanding. And you can get some magnificent results. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow up 78, the S&P's up 3, Composite up 10, and the Russell. Let's go back and take a look at the Russell. Russell is down 4, and that was the ETF that Susan had called about. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 10-minute chart on that. Let me pull that up here, and let's see here what's going on. Let's see what the volume is with the Russell. Not really a whole lot here. Now, we take a look at the close yesterday. Coming into the close, if you're looking, and I've got a 10-minute chart up on my screen, folks, you can see that the volume that you had there was 6.5 million. And the range there, the low of it was 67.27. The high was 67.83. You're trading right now at 67.68. And no real volume when we take a look at what it did. All right, and the first 10 minutes, the 9:40 session actually got below. Let's see, the low was 67.26. That was going into 67.27. So it in essence, if you're just going to go ahead and compare swing points here, rejected that, went up, tried to get above that, did that on lighter volume. So no real conviction here to speak of if we take a look at the IWM. If you pull it back a little bit further, what you can see where it's gunning for on the IWM, right now you've got a little bit of resistance, if you will. In fact, right where you would expect it. Because if you go back to the 4 o'clock session on September 21st, what you'll see is 7.2 million shares. And so you can see that, it's building some, as Tom likes to say, it's building some cause, either to get the lower prices or higher prices. But here it's trying to take on that area. The high of that was 67.18. It couldn't quite get down there. And so it's got to build a little bit of cause, if you will, and go sideways. If we take a quick look around the world, let's go see what's going on over in Europe right now. You got the FTSE's down 33. The DAX is up 21. Now, I don't have the volume on the DAX, but what the DAX is doing here, and this is releasing some information, the DAX doesn't close until 11:30. So we've got another, almost 2 hours of trading. Now, we'll come back to that. Actually, I won't. That will be during Basil's show. But you'll want to take a look at what the DAX did, because it will release some information. Right now, what the DAX is doing, it's taking on its swing point from September the 16th. The high on that is 56.55.95. And right now it's trading at 56.50. You can see it got over that if you're taking a look at today's action. It's trading below that. My suspicion is that we're going to see a failure of both price and volume here. You'll see it close below that. My suspicion is that it is actually trading at lighter volume, and so you've gone ahead and you've got really a nice setup here. If that's what happens, this is then telling you worldwide what will happen tomorrow, that you would start to see the DAX start to pull back because it will have tested the high of a swing point, assuming it's on lighter volume, and close back down there, and so it will start to head back towards its lows. It'll start to head back towards the hammer, and that's a candle that I've got identified on my screen. You want to really understand hammer candles. They're very important tools, and so it'll start heading back to that. That is on the 23rd of September, and probably will get into the 5,000 range, around 5,060, 5,050. If we take a look at what's going on over at the FTSE here, which is down right now, the FTSE, let me pull that up. And what you can see the FTSE did is, you know, when you take a look at these candles, had a big wide range bar yesterday. And you can see that today you've got over that high, and you've actually traded down. So it's moving down. So the buying frenzy, if you will, that we've experienced the last couple of days, you can see that it's weakening. So you really want to understand these candles and those retracements. Now, in the FTSE, what you can see what it did, which is so cool, is that created a Gartley buy pattern. And it did that on September the 23rd. That was a 0.786 retracement. Also was an expansion between swing points of 1.414. It's not a number that I mentioned to you, but it's one that you want to be familiar with. It is another Fibonacci number. It doesn't show up as often as the 1.272, 1.618 on your charts. Now, what happens on those Gartley buy or Gartley sell patterns, if you go all the way to the, and what happens here, folks, again, you're making an ABC. In this case here was an ABC down going against the uptrend that started in the FTSE from August the 9th. Just like all of our markets, that's really the reference point that you're looking at. And that ABC completed at the 42.98 area. Now, when you have a Gartley buy or a Gartley sell, what I've seen, 90+% of the time, you will see at least retrace back to the 0.382. In this case here, it took 2 trading sessions for the FTSE to actually go ahead and did that. Then you expect it, when it gets to that 0.382, you expect it to retrace a little bit, which in fact it did. But in the FTSE's case yesterday, it actually just took off. It sliced right through the 0.382, sliced right through the 0.618, and really, quite frankly, today with that type of strength, it should have been able to at least get up to that 0.786 area. What also is up there at 0.786, it would just take just a few more ticks, if you will, to get up and test the swing point from September the 1st. It couldn't do that. That's giving us some type of signal here. There's some communication coming at us, at least over in Europe. If you go take a look at the, if we take a look at Shanghai and the Hang Seng, let's see what type of action they had. If we take a look at, let's pull this up here, the Shanghai here, the Shanghai has got just some major problems. I mean, folks, this is showing, this is showing where it has gotten no traction at all. The Shanghai closed out at 23.92. It can't even get up to the August 9th time frame. In our August 9th time frame, at least our markets came down. They either tested that swing point and bounced up. In this case here, the Shanghai hasn't been able to even do that. If we go take a look at the Hang Seng real quickly, in the Hang Seng, let's see here, where is it? Right here. And the Hang Seng, really not much of a move today. In fact, it's lower. It was lower by 119 points. Finished the day at 18,011. And this is a chart that just has got nothing but downward trend all over it. Where the Hang Seng wants to at least get down to the 16,143. When it gets back there, folks, it's going to be into the April 2009 time frame. It's already into the the May 2009 time frame. So that's giving us a pretty decent signal of what's going on overall in the markets. Nothing's really changed in Europe. We got problems all over the place, but there are ways to make money with the markets going up and going down. So 877-927-6648. We'll be back in a few.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
If you're in the market for a jumbo preferred non-conforming loan anywhere from $417,000 all the way up to $3 million, and you have a FICO of at least 720, then EverBank is your answer. As a direct lender with processing, underwriting, and funding all under one roof, Everbank can offer the most competitive rates, greater efficiency, and shorter closing times. Now is the time to act. Everbank offers fixed terms of 10 and 15 years, as well as adjustable terms of 5, 7, and 10 years, including interest-only options on primary residences. For more information, call Everbank today at 877-471-5970 to talk with a member of their concierge team that will walk you through the variety of loans they offer. That's 877-471-5970, and let them know you heard this offer on TFNN. Everbank, 877-471-5970, 877-471-5970. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. My time flies. We are just headed into our last segment, and thanks for staying here with me, and stick around because you got Tom and I coming up next, and Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, David White from 3 to 4, and Tom will take us home from 4 to 6. Now, one of the stocks that I've got up on my screen here is the stock symbol CLNE. That's Clean Energy Fuel. Folks, it's got a 7.6% short interest in it. Company that doesn't make any money just yet, and one of our subscribers sent me an email and asked me to go ahead and take a look at this stock and MetLife. Let's take a look at this stock here and take a look. Now, he got into this stock right around the $10.88 area. Now, you say, well, how did he come up with $10.88? We talked about those Fibonacci numbers, you know, that 618. Absolutely a number you got to memorize, because when you come over to the Clearwater area, you want to visit us because we are at Suite 618. We're on the 6th floor. And that 618, folks, is a retracement going back to the lows that were established on this in the November 2008 time frame. And if you go all the way up to the highs that this thing made, and I've got the daily chart, which is March 2010. If you just took your Fibonacci retracement ruler, folks, you know, you're going to come somewhere right around that $10.83, $10.88 area. Now, what you also see on my screen here is you see a Gartley pattern that has formed here, and that 0.618. It's really important that this 0.618 area holds here, because you know you can see a potentially a larger ABC down. But when you start taking a look on the daily basis, and now what I know our subscriber here is gunning for, absolutely gunning for the $17 area. Why? Because you've got some volume up there. That's the July 13th high here. Now, July 13th high, what it was doing on a daily basis is it was going against a swing point from April the 5th. Now, April the 5th, what you had up there is you had a swing point that had 5 million shares. When it came into that, first of all, you gapped up, huge gap up, 2 gaps in a row, and when you came into that area, you were coming in with 9 million shares. Now, it got into the low of that, went ahead and backed off from there. An absolute natural place for people to start taking profits. You know, when you come into a swing point with volume, you know, it says that you're going to go back there. When you have a swing point that does have volume, just like it did in the past, if you take a look at patterns, remember, we're talking about how patterns repeat, just like the way that you do things on an ongoing basis. Well, the market is made up of folks like you and me, folks that just simply have patterns. And so you've got these patterns here. So this looks like a great setup. I know the stop is underneath 1088, and you know, it'll take a little while to get back up there, but I absolutely understand what it is that he was looking at. You know, you gapped up yesterday on a million shares. Right now it's backing off a bit. You know, maybe what it's going to do is just simply close that window. You know, when I say gaps, folks, it's really where you've got this space of no price, if you will. You know, it closes at this level, you know, yesterday, and it opens up here, if you will. And what typically happens, it's no different than you having a window open at home. The Japanese call it an open window, and eventually, once you find that open window, you're going to go down, and you're going to go and close that window. And much like that pattern, the market has a pattern of closing its windows as well. And it looks like what CLNE, Clean Energy Fuel, is doing today is just simply going to go close its window. Now, if it closes its window, it's at 1198. It's traded down already this morning to the 1207. So I expect it will do that. Maybe build a little energy and start to move higher. So you want to be looking for stocks if you're looking through charts or what have you. You love to be able to find swing points, okay, which this one has, with high volume that haven't been tested yet, because they absolutely will go and get tested, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. Stay tuned. Tom and I are coming up next. Thanks for being with me. We'll be right back, folks.
Well, it's always better when